Hello and welcome to I Love Gay today. And this is one of our series. It's a special edition where we're really focusing on some of the organizations that have adopted the .LGBT in their domain. And right now we are all the way in Italy with Roberto Muzzetta. How do I say that?
Muzzetta.
Muzzetta from
Thank you.
Arcigay. And it's a pleasure
Yes.
to meet you here.
Nice to meet you. Thank you to having me in this show, which is we really appreciate.
Absolutely. Well, no, I just love what you guys are doing. I went through and spent some time even kind of going through the English version of your website. And but it seems that you guys are like, you cover it all. You're one of the largest organizations in Italy, both on a national level and locally.
Yes, actually, we are also one of the oldest organizations in Italy. And we have 70 chapters all over the country. So basically every main towns and cities in Italy as an Arcigay. And then we have, of course, a national structure. In fact, myself, I come from Milan. I'm from Milan. I'm a member of the Milan chapter. At the same time, I'm part of the national board, and I relate with international relationship. And yes, we do many things. We do services to the community all over the country, like prevention of HIV, like immigration assistance to immigrate to seeking asylum, LGBT people seeking asylum, and activity in the schools. So we have many so-called gruppo scuola all over the country that provide labs for children, for like usually teenagers in high schools or the middle schools, talking about discriminations and homophobia, which is of course one of our main mission, fighting discrimination and homophobia.
Yeah, no, and I notice you do a lot of, you even have education and you try to work with organizations to educate them about just LGBT sensitivities and things like that.
Yes, another field is of course training. We are training volunteers internally, but even externally. We have also like a diversity network at aiming like companies and the institutions, because we think that to have a more inclusive society, we have to work even in the work environment, of course, actually is one of the most important. So in the last 3 or 4 years, we started this new diversity network that has allowed us to approach companies, corporations, and institutions. And we have also actually like a guideline. We did guidelines with AIGLT, which is the Italian chapter of the IGLT, the Tourist Association. We drafted like guidelines specifically targeting tourist industries, because we think even in that field we need a lot of work in Italy to be more welcoming towards LGBT people.
Yeah, I love that. But then also with the .LGBT, you know, how does that factor into kind of even how you present yourself out there to your local and to globally?
I think it was a very seminal decision, because as you mentioned, our association, the name of our association is Arcigay. And so we started as a gay association, chiefly male, cisgender association. We're talking about many years ago, but then clearly the association, also because it's so widespread in the country and even socially widespread, started to have many members, many volunteers who were not just male gay, but there are lesbians, there are transsexuals, there are bisexuals. And so in the past years, we changed our, although the name as Arcigay, we cannot really change it because it's legally our name, but we change the description of our association from gay to LGBT. And to do so, we also, of course, got the domain name that mirrored this change. But lately we had to add a few letters. Actually, one letter I for intersexual people, which is part of our community, and a plus,
Yes.
meaning we are very inclusive. Even two other letters we could not fit in the acronym of LGBTI.
Exactly. I don't think we'll have the plus in a domain anytime soon, but
Anyway, we should work on it.
but you mentioned, it's interesting. You mentioned, I didn't realize your connections and being with Milan, but also you mentioned with the IGLTA, and of course John Tanzella, a fellow. His heart is all and passion are always that very closely tied with Italy, and but we were supposed to have the convention last year, but now it's coming next year instead because of COVID. Are you guys going to be associated and working with them on that as well?
Yeah, I mean, last year in 2020, we were planning to do some events within the convention, and we are hoping to be able to do the same for the next year when the convention is going to be in Milan. Also, because we want, we are no profits organizations, and but we think that tourism is a great tool to change society, even to create a kind of push on politics to make certain choice about diversity. Sometimes, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but this is almost a necessary tool, that to do like the economic pressure is very powerful to change the mentality of politics and the business. So that I think is very important. So supporting LGBT tourism is one of the ways we can use in order to achieve our target objective.
And I'll be there as well. So I look forward to hopefully being able to meet. But
yes.
But do you guys have any? I mean, especially with what you do on the national front, are there any? The word is not projects, but any things that you're working on right now in terms of with the government and so forth?
Okay. Yes, we have the challenge to try to do some prides finally on the streets, although we cannot really do like a typical pride with a parade. Is still not possible, but we are in several cities in Italy. There is the hope to be able to at least do something on a square, on a street, still COVID compliant. But we do that also because this year is this moment in history is very important for us, because Italy is a kind of backward about certain legal protection. Specifically, we do not have hate crime laws protecting specifically LGBT people. We have a hate crimes law, but protecting only on discrimination based on ethnicity, nationality, and religion, but not LGBT. And now on the Senate floor is lingering this kind of this new bill that has been approved in the lower chamber, but now it needs to be approved also in the Senate. And often, also in America, the Senate is always the most conservative chamber in the institution. So, this law is facing a lot of oppositions through the filibusterings that the ones of the right wing that want to stop the approval. So we want to gather all the energy we can in this moment, even through the Pride season, to give a push to the law and to hope that even in Italy can join all those countries that have a hate crime law like the Matthew Shepard law in America.
Yeah. Well, I really see. That's great to know, because I see that, especially on Twitter, I see how in Europe, so many organizations collaborate and work together, whether not just ILGA, but so many other. And so you guys seem like you're in very strong company, and there's a lot of this has already been tackled in other areas already. So it seems like you've got some good support and you're in the right direction.
Yes, also because Europe is a relatively small continent. So there are many countries, but we are kind of relatively small compared to United States. And we know, chiefly the country within the European community, but even those who are outside, that usually when something happens in one country in Europe can really influence the political life of other countries, for better or for worse. And so we know as a LGBT community that the Alliance is the first first way to allow all the associations or all countries to join. To improve the laws and the rights all over Europe. Yeah. And recently, actually, the European Commission has took a very clear stand, positive stand towards LGBT rights, which is kind of unusual. It was unusual before, so that is very hopeful.
Yes, well, it's great. It's very hope is the right word, and it feels good all around. Even in the U.S., we have a lot to look forward to. Hopefully.
Yeah, I guess also in US you had some dark times. We can
yes.
say that, and now we all hope that this new administration can really bring a deep change, even culturally, because America has a very leading role in the world for rights, and the past 4 years, even for LGBT rights, the kind of bigot rhetoric that has been expressed by the previous administration has hurt also people who are not in America.
Yeah, no, I know. But this is no, I really appreciate the fact that you were able to take some moments of your time to share your story with our audience. And most importantly, I look forward to hopefully being able to connect with you next year when we're all there in Milan for IGLTA.
I thank you for the invitation, and I hope to meet you in Milan when you come for the convention.
I would like that. Well, thank you, and buon notte.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. You're right. I will get it. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Feels good, so good.